Assalamualaikum guys, myself Hassan Ansar. Today I am going to talk about Charles Dickens, one of the most famous and influential writers in English literature. He was born in England and is especially known for his novel that describe the life of poor people, children, workers during Victorian era. Charles Dickens did not only write stories for entertainment, he used his writing to highlight social problems such as poverty, child labor, and injustice. This is why his work are still popular and meaningful today. Now I tell you about his early life and childhood. Charles Dickens was born on 7th February 1812 in England. His father John Wick worked as a clerk, but he often spent more money than he earned. Because of financial problems, Charles had a very difficult childhood. When he was only 12, his father sent to prison. At this young age, Charles was forced to leave school and work in a shoe polish factory. This experience was very painful for him. It made him feel lonely and helpless. And this feeling later appeared in many of his novels, especially in stories about poor and suffering children. Now let's talk about his education and early career. After some time, Charles was able to return to school. He developed a strong love of reading and storytelling. Later, he started working as a journalist and reporter. This job helped him understand society and more deeply because he observed people from different social classes. In 1836, his first major work, The Pivot Paper, was published. The book became very popular and brought him fame at a young age. Charles Dickens wrote many famous novels that are still read today. Some of his important work include Oliver Twist, a story about an orphan boy child crime; David Copperfield, a faulty autobiographical novel; A Christmas Carol, a story about kindness and moral change; Great Expectations, a novel about ambition and personal growth; A Tale of Two Cities, a historical novel set during the Revolution. These novels were often published in parts in newspapers, which made them affordable for common people. Charles Dickens' writing style is very simple and emotion and realistic. He used humor, irony, and a strong description to make his stories interesting. His novels focus on themes such as poverty and social injustice, child labor and poor education, the struggle between good and evil, hope, kindness, and humanity. His characters are very memorable and feel real, which is why readers connect with them even today. In his later years, Dickens continues writing and giving public reading of his novel. However, his busy life attached his health. Charles Dickens died on 9 January 1870 at the age of 58. He was buried in Abbey, which shows how respected he was in England. Charles Dickens is remembered as a writer who gave a voice to poor and weak. His novel helped bring attention to a social problem and encourage change. Even today, his books are taught in school and adapted into film and plays. Charles Dickens remains one of the greatest writers in English history. Thank you for watching my video. Allah Hafiz.